Good morning. I'd like to call the Post Falls Urban Renewal meeting for March 19th, 2020 to order. If we could get the roll call vote, please, roll call, please.
Clemenson?
Here.
Coles?
Here.
Carstensen?
Here.
And Commissioner Davis is joining us via telephone. Commissioner Davis? Thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioners Crosby and Baltzell have excused absences this morning.
Next, we'll have the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Ceremonies, appointments, and announcements. Do you have anything for that?
No.
Nothing for that. Okay, we need number 3 is we need to approve the amended agenda.
Move to approve the amended agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Conflict disclosure? None? Okay, we'll move on with that. Action items.
Good morning. In the consent calendar this morning is the commission meeting minutes of February 20th, 2020. Item B is the payables for this month totaling $5,442.32. Item C is the bank activity report, which shows total in all funds of $5,436,895.14 and accrued interest for the month of $5,973.34. Item D is the financial reports as of February 29th. Item E is the memorandum of understanding between the agency and the city for the 2005 City Center Master Plan update, feasibility study and build-out analysis by the Metz Group and Welsh Comer, where the agency agrees to reimburse the city for half of the total contract price, not to exceed $30,000. Your approval of the consent calendar will authorize the transfer of $5,973.34 accrued interest to the general fund and transfer to the Community First Interstate checking account of $5,442.32 for the general payables. Agency policy number 5 authorizes the executive director to be a signer in the sole event that 2 officers are unavailable and as long as 1 other officer signs the checks. A motion would be in order this morning to accept the consent calendar as presented, noting that 2 of the 3 signers are absent. Therefore, the executive director will sign checks at this meeting. And I would answer any questions.
I move to approve the consent calendar as presented.
Have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call vote.
Clemenson?
Aye.
Coles?
Aye.
Carstensen?
Aye.
Davis? Aye. Thank you.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is committee updates. There will be nothing from finance and policy unless you have something.
No.
Next one, district review.
I have nothing this
You
morning.
have nothing. And next is me, communications, property, and personnel, and I have nothing at this point. Citizen comments. Any citizens have any comments? Seeing none, we'll move to unfinished business. Is there any?
None.
No unfinished business. New business, order of approval. You want to go over that one?
I will. J.R. Watson and Associates has submitted a reimbursement request for Jacqueline Road, Expo Parkway, and their 4.9% share of the Cisco lift station improvements. Submitted costs have been reviewed by Welsh Comer with a recommendation to reimburse $737,994.72. The order of approval has been reviewed by legal counsel. The original submission was $865,537.57, which was reduced by $127,542.85, which included punch list items and excess soft costs and administrative costs totaling $108,000 that were not not reimbursable. So Matt Gillis is here to answer any questions that you might have on that order of approval.
Matt, let us know who you
Sir,
are.
good
and-
morning. Yeah, Matt Gillis, Welch Comer Engineers. Happy to answer any questions. This is a pretty standard reimbursement for the most part from the Watson folks. Typically, we end up reducing some of their costs because they do have the settlement agreement where they can only get 12% of the, that was 12% of the hard cost for administrative and miscellaneous, and then about 7% for their, for some other soft costs. So they've got hard costs and soft costs, but their soft costs are limited by a settlement agreement that was put in place 5 or 6 years ago.
Could you just give a very quick explanation of what falls into the category of hard and/or soft costs?
So design, that would be a soft cost. Legal would be a soft, well, yeah, legal would be a soft cost. Permitting, any administrative costs. Maybe a better way to think about it is the hard costs are the actual building. Yeah.
Materials and labor.
Correct.
Okay.
Also, there was 19,000 in requested punch list items, and typically a punch list implies that contractor did something wrong, they have to go back and fix it, and so we didn't feel that was appropriate to reimburse.
Any, Colin? No? Jamie, any questions? Nope, okay.
Okay.
So, thank you, Matt. Do we
welcome.
need,
Move to approve the order of approval for J.R. Watson and Associates.
Seconded?
okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the order of approval for J.R. Watson and Associates.
Roll call vote.
Roll call vote, please.
Clemenson,
Aye.
Carstensen,
Aye,
Coles,
Aye.
Davis? Aye. Thank you.
thank you. Next one, Resolution 2020.
This resolution terminates the West Seltice 2 Urban Renewal Plan as of August 20th of this year. The revenue allocation area will be dissolved at that time, and any surplus revenues from property tax year 2019 will be returned to the respective taxing districts pursuant to Idaho law. After approval, this resolution will go to City Council on April 7th, where they will pass an ordinance to adopt it. And once it's recorded, I will file the ordinance with the county recorder, the assessor, and auditor, as well as affected taxing districts and the state tax commission within 30 days from that effective date. So when the district is terminated in August, the agency will pass another resolution to rebate excess funds, which I anticipate being approximately $49,000. A motion would be in order to adopt this resolution.
Okay, thank you. Need a motion to adopt Resolution 2020-01.
Move to approve Resolution 2020-01, West Seltice.
Is there a
2
second?
closure.
Seconded.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve Resolution 2020-01. We need a roll call vote on this.
Clemenson,
Aye.
Carstensen,
Aye,
Coles,
Aye.
Davis? Aye. Thank you.
thank you. Staff report and updates.
Good morning. Happy spring. Today's the first day of spring. The April 7th workshop has been canceled. And I'm receiving notifications daily of canceled meetings and various restrictions on doing business with other public entities due to the coronavirus pandemic. Some meetings are being held via conference calls, and some are being canceled completely. Pete is here this morning to inform us of our options on holding commission meetings during this time.
It's a nice segue. It's pretty simple. We just need to have one commissioner or Diane here or wherever the meeting is to be held, and then everybody else can conference call in. The issue right now is that the open meetings law requires public attendance or the ability of the public to attend. The Attorney General's office is working on alternate forms of that right now, and that guidance should be out in a couple days. I got an email from AIC last night about it, but I know down south, they're like in Meridian, Boise might be doing it too, but they're allowing the public to video conference or a conference call in for the meetings, so they don't have to actually come to the meetings as long as they don't have a public hearing. And I think the trend now everywhere is if you have a public hearing that requires public comment, then they're just postponing those for the time being, so. But, yeah, we just need, basically just need one person here, and everybody else can call in.
Thoughts, questions?
Well, it seems that, well, one question I've got technologically is, if someone were to call in, can it be patched into the PA system? Or, because,
Yes.
the ability to have all members hear, whoever would be, say if it's held in this chamber, for everybody to be able to hear it. So that's something we can work through behind the scenes.
I think at the council meeting Tuesday night, they had, I think, at least 2 council members call in, and I heard that everybody can hear everybody,
Okay.
so, yeah.
The gals back there thumbs up and nodding their heads, so
Yeah.
I would just, and then maybe, depending on the duration of these kind of alternate meeting arrangements, we just do on a rotating basis, who's the council member that's present.
Commissioner, well, if Diane's here, none of you need to show up, because she's the executive director,
Okay.
so.
So it's either or with Diane.
Right, but if she was unavailable, then one of you would have to be here.
Okay.
So what do we do for check signing?
Oh, you can,
Same as
well,
we
same, that unfortunately, I guess, that is a question where, I guess the signers could come in, well, Diane can sign. She's one of the signatures, so, yeah, somebody else is gonna have to sign checks. But that can be done, just by coming into Diane's office, and so there's not gonna be a lot of social interaction there, really, so.
Fortunately, we only do that once a month, so.
Yeah.
That seems reasonable.
Yeah.
So where do we go?
Do we need to, are we required to hold so many meetings a year?
Just by our bylaws, I think it
I would-
requires us to have one meeting every month.
I would think we could suspend our meetings except for essential functions that we need to, so in some months, we have very little and nothing official to do would be a good idea not to
Well, I
have.
think we should keep the meeting for next month scheduled right now, and then, if we need to do a remote meeting
Right.
at that time, we will, and if we need to suspend meetings indefinitely, then we will, and then we can put it as an action item on the agenda.
Sure.
Question, if in-person meetings need to be suspended, could decisions be made via group emails such as authorizing the monthly payables to occur and such like that, or does that have to be?
Unfortunately, no, that would be a violation of the open meetings law, the way it's written.
Okay.
The legislature really should be addressing this right now instead of the other stuff that they've been wasting their time on down there. But they're not, and unfortunately, we're just gonna have to deal with it, but yeah, that would be a violation right now.
Okay.
so.
So with that, I just have to say, if you're sick, stay home, practice safe distancing as we're doing this morning, wash your hands frequently, and don't touch your face.
No shaving.
So I don't have anything else.
I'm not sure that I can see a big problem like this if we got 3 or 4 of us here. We can do everything we need to do at a meeting, as long as we got the quorum. But if you want to go with at call-in meetings, I guess that's not a problem either. So what do we got? We got to have this is just comments.
Right.
This is just FYI, yeah, it's not an action item, there's nothing, so I'm just providing you with information.
As the meeting in May gets closer, or April gets closer, we'll be in more contact.
Just take it as it comes.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to go right now.
Okay, we are at, that's it, staff report, we're done with that. Commissioner comments? Jamie, your turn.
No, I have no comments.
Okay. We thought you went for coffee or something. Nothing?
I'm good.
Nothing? Chairman comments? I have nothing, other than, we had a good meeting. I think we got some things resolved. Like to ask for a motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
Motion, we have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.